Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube, on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on my Facebook. My name is Dando Ngongwa, and I'm going to be reading Genesis chapter 38 for y'all, the Good News version. The heading is Judah and Tamar. Let's go. About that time, Judah left his brothers and went to stay with a man named Hira, who was from the town of Adullam. There, Judah met a young Canaanite woman whose father was named Shua. He married her, and she bore him a son, whom he named Er. She became pregnant again and bore another son and named him Onan. People of these times were so obsessed with having sons. It's just crazy, right? So, y'all, when y'all get married, make sure your husband isn't obsessed with having a son. Otherwise, you are not, you are going to be popping 10 kids and still no boy child in sight. So, the moment you are in courtship with a man and he tells you he wants a certain gender, run. Please just do yourself a favor and run. The right man for you is gonna tell you, I just want a child. I don't care if it's a boy, I don't care if it's a girl, I don't care if they're disabled or they're not disabled. The right man wants a child. And some men even throw away disabled children and they're like, oh no, that's not my child. I cannot have a disabled child, blah blah blah. Fuck these men. These men are just childish. They're fucking childish and they should just go to hell. Honestly, they should just get on the bus to hell and they should just go straight and go burn there, right? So it's very important that you marry someone that has a very open mind when it comes to children, so that you don't be stuck with an idiot, honestly. And yeah, exercise your voice because it's your vagina, it's your womb. Just use your voice, honey. Let's go. Let's keep on reading. Um, she became pregnant again and bore another son and named him Onan. Again, she had a son and named him Shelah. Judah was at Achzib when the boy was born. For the first son, Judah got a wife whose name was Tamar. Er's conduct was evil and it displeased the Lord, so the Lord killed him. Good. Thank you so much, Lord, for killing this guy. He annoyed me so much. Then Judah said to Er's brother Onan, go and sleep with your brother's widow. Fulfill your obligation to her as her husband's brother, so that your brother may have descendants. But Onan knew that the children would not belong to him, so whenever he had intercourse with his brother's widow, he let the semen spill on the ground, so that there would be no children for his brother. Oh, so this is the first man that did pull out, guys. Like, take notes. If you're with the guy and he cannot pull out, it's disgusting. Obviously, this is for husbands. Your husband should pull out if y'all are not ready to have a child. If you're fornicating, just stop fornicating. Yeah. Don't ask me where I know pull out from because I'm obviously not married, but I fornicated, y'all, and I repented, so that's where I know pull out from. Whatever. Let's keep on reading. What he did displeased the Lord, and the Lord killed him also. God killed him for pulling out. What? Then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, return to your father's house and remain a widow until my son Shelah grows up. He said this because he was afraid that Shelah would be killed, and as his brothers had been. So Tamar went back home. After some time, Judah's wife died. When he had finished the time of mourning, he and his friend Hira of Adullam went to Timnah, where his sheep were being sheared. Someone told Tamar that her father-in-law was going to Timnah to shear his sheep, so she changed from the widow's clothes she had been wearing, covered her face with a veil, and sat down at the entrance to Enaim, a town on the road to Timnah. As she well knew, Judah's youngest son Shelah had not grown up, and yet she had not been given to him in marriage. When Judah saw her, he thought that she was a prostitute because she had her face covered. He went over to her at the side of the road and said, all right, how much do you charge? Oh no, y'all. Girls, please don't be prostitutes. It is such a disgrace and an insult to yourself to ever allow a man to sleep with you in exchange for money. It's just disgusting. You could make so much money using your brain than your vagina. I repeat, you can make so much money from using your brain than using your vagina. I am resting my case. I leave it there. Let's keep on reading. He did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. She said, "What will you give me?" He answered, "I will send you a young goat from my flock." She said, "All right, if you will give me something to keep as a pledge until you send the goat." "What shall I give you as a pledge?" he asked. She answered, "Your seal with its cord and the stick you are carrying." He gave them to her, then they had intercourse, and she became pregnant. This is so disgusting, y'all. Tamar went home, took off her veil, and put her widow's clothes back again. Judah sent his friend Hira to take the goat and get back from the woman the articles he had pledged, but Hira could not find her. He asked the men at Enem, "Where is the prostitute who was here by the road?" "There has never been a prostitute here," they answered. He returned to Judah and said, "I couldn't find her." The men of the place said that there had never been a prostitute there. Judah said, "Let her keep the things. We don't want people to laugh at us." "I did try to pay her, but you couldn't find her." About 3 months later, someone said to Judah, Your daughter-in-law, Tamar, has been acting like a whore, and now she is pregnant." Wow. They said she has been acting like a whore. No, she was a whore. She was a whore. Let's keep on reading. Judah ordered, but obviously they have no right to comment on her whorism. She was whoring with her vagina. They had no right to comment. Let's keep on reading. Judah ordered, "Take her out and burn her to death." As she was being taken out, she sent word to her father-in-law, "I am pregnant by the man who owns these things. Look at them and see whose they are." The seal with its cord and its stick and the stick. Judah recognized them and said, "She is in the right. I have failed in my obligation to her. I should have given her to my son Shelah in marriage." And Judah never had intercourse with her again. When the time came for her to give birth, it was discovered that she was going to have twins. While she was in labor, one of them put out an arm. The midwife caught it, tied a red thread round it, and said, "This one was born first." But he pulled his arm back, and his brother was born first. Then the midwife said, "So this is how you break your way out." So he was named Perez. Perez means breaking out in Hebrew. Then his brother was born with the red thread on his arm, and he was named Zerah. Zerah means red brightness of dawn in Hebrew, right? So yeah, let's talk about it. Genesis chapter 38, right? So it's disgusting, man, that Tamar conceived her children this way. It is disgusting, right? So obviously children should be conceived in marriage. That's why God created the whole concept of marriage, so that children could be conceived in marriage, right? Obviously there are children that were not like there are children that were conceived outside of marriage, right? First of all, children conceived in marriage don't get sick easily, are greatly blessed by God, and etc., right? I don't know what etc. is, but they have so much more, favor in God's eyes, than the children conceived outside of marriage, right? So yeah, if you were conceived outside of marriage like I was, right? You make sure that your own kids don't get conceived outside of marriage. Make sure that you first get married and then your kids be conceived in marriage, right? So yeah, totally conceive your kids in marriage. Make sure that you do your kids that favor. They honestly will thank you for it, right? So yeah, man, I love you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. God loves you even more. Bye.